Hello!
Good evening.
We're back on, Claire.
We are.
So we're just letting people, as we share it ourselves and whatnot, share,
We
share,
are.
share. Tonight's subject is about the healing power of mediumship.
It is.
And get it on my page here, shared. We are on live. Live now. So we're a little bit behind. It's usually about 10, 15 seconds, but we're here, guys. So
We
say
made it.
hello. You can say hello this time. See chat overlay. All right, chat. People coming up.
There we
That's the
go.
old chat I've got.
There we go. Get on here, so hopefully I can see some comments because I'm trying to read it on screens and stuff. I've got my glasses so I can actually see far away, but I can't actually kind of read anything too much unless it's like on top of me. So
Yeah.
far
I'm
away,
the same.
but I can't actually kind of read.
Oh, I need to turn you down. It's like
I think Joe wishes he could. To be fair.
I honestly could say the same to me sometimes, you know. You gotta put it down there. So
Hi, Pat.
I'm just waiting for the chat
Hi,
to click on.
Lana.
New message. Here we go.
Hey.
Hello, Pat's on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just waiting for people. If people share, we're on a live, and what's going to happen tonight is we're going to have a discussion about mediumship and our different experiences of the healing power of mediumship, and then we're going to turn it to you. You can ask questions, the audience out there, and we'll maybe do some demonstrations or just see where it goes, see what happens, Claire.
Oh, definitely. Always just wing it, see where we get, isn't it? Really, that's generally what.
I'm already feeling kind of energies coming down to me tonight. And we've got to remember when we're doing a live or something like that, we've got to say this is for entertainment and of an experimental nature, guys. So there's some questions we can't answer when you're asking about your loved ones, but we'll do our best. It's always best to get a one-to-one in private from myself or Claire if you want to get that loving connection. And speaking about connections, right? I notice you're getting quite good at the lives and coming on. And the last time you've been on one of my courses, and you've been growing in your experience. And you never know, you might come on the platform in Inverness. And we've got other people, students that were at our courses, who are growing, and it's amazing to see. And I'm getting, I'm really chuffed about people that helped years ago. I'm talking about 10, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, are doing their own stuff now. So I believe we can all do this, Claire.
That's it. I mean, I think you're right as well. I think the thing is that there's years ago there was a thing of only a certain type of people could do it, and you had to do things a certain way, and it's all evolved, and it's all very, very different now, and it's more accepting. And and I agree. Everybody has the ability to be able to do it. It's whether they want to or not, and want to progress it.
Yeah. And it's like there's Laura Eaton's going, and she's a prime example. And I think it's Hazel that's on there or whatever. And it's good to see people having a go themselves. I think it's people say you're not jealous. Why would we be jealous of? I want everybody to do this and connect to their love, because see when you get a mediumship connection, that love from the spirit world that you feel, and we're the person in the middle, and it's a privilege to feel that love, isn't it?
It definitely is. I mean, we're very blessed to be able to pass on the message, because you can feel the love that person has for who you're giving the message to, and for them to trust you to come through and be able to pass that message on truly is a blessing. It really is, and it's just amazing to be able to do that and be able to do it. Sorry, it's Alfie's birthday, so he's kind of wandering around.
Is he the black cat? It's just put his head over there.
Who is
there's a lot of mystery around black cats, isn't there?
There is. He's actually Alana's on here. He was actually one of her daughter's kittens, so we got it. But now he's the size of a bus. He's bigger than the dogs. There's a lot of things they say, sort of, Friday 13th is the myth behind that, which is all wrong. And then you've got the black cats. It's like, oh, it's bad luck for black cats. When it actually isn't. They're actually a symbol of good luck. And it's funny how society and things have changed that over the years, So when you actually debunk half of the myths and stuff, it's really interesting to get to the truth of it all.
Yeah, and I think, just before we go to answer that, there's a lot of people coming on, and this is Katie. We will be doing a bit of demonstrations later on, Katie, and you'll get a chance to ask then for a little bit of a demonstration. And we're saying hello to Ruth.
Hey, Ruth.
Ruth is saying, is it scary? I think it depends on where you've been introduced to the spirit world. Sometimes it is scary. We've been through maybe a near-death experience. I was watching a good series is on just now, that 8O, and it's all about near-death experiences and a bit of a mystery behind that. And I'm also, and I've had near-death experiences in fact, 2 years ago when I was in the hospital with urinary sepsis, where I went out my body. Whether it's a near-death experience or I was just hallucinating, I couldn't tell you, but it felt good. And, Alana says, yep, I can't believe I was there when he was born and stuff like that. And I feel when we're first starting out, yes, it can be scary because we don't know how the communication works. And see, when you put that block up, why am I getting these feelings? Or, am I going nuts? It's like, am I going to end up in a crazy house or something, And when you realise and you're with like-minded people, right? And then when I went to spiritual college, I realised I wasn't going nuts. I just needed to learn how to control it a little bit better, and learn to ground is the first and most important thing, Claire, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, with me, I shut it down and didn't want to know it because I did it from when I was a kid and just shut it down. Didn't want to know. Absolutely didn't. And they'd come through and be like, nope, not doing it. Don't want to know, because it did freak me out. It's like, I mean, I'm kind of like with, you see these films and ghost films and you see this, and I can't watch any scary anything because people go, but you deal with spirit. And I'm like, yeah, it's totally different now. Now I know how to control it, how to deal with it, and kind of get into what you're kind of doing to a little bit, because I mean, I don't think you ever stop, but it is scary at first, but it's when you take that step and you say, actually, I need to be around people that are going to encourage me. And you do realize that actually you're not completely crazy. Well, I mean, I am, but on a different level, totally different level. But you start realizing that actually it is fairly normal. To be honest, it is fairly, it's not such a scary place and scary thing to have to deal with. And, and that's what you were saying earlier. It's really important to encourage people and to build people up and stuff, because there's a lot of people out there that need and want.
Yeah. Well, you can see it on some people asking questions already, and they're desperate for that communication. And, Neil Simpson saying, which medium did you use to look up for inspiration? I like the Psychic Barber, and I liked his stuff. And Colin Fry, Tony Stott, all these kind of TV ones, and Jonathan Edwards and Crossing Over. They're the ones that inspired me when I was younger. And reading their books and see how they connect, and they all connect in different ways, and they've all come from different backgrounds. And I think it doesn't really matter. You can come through like a shaman, a Wicca, a spiritual church background. But once you learn to control it and realise that some of your stuff you're getting, you just give what you get.
Yeah.
And I remember the funniest one I ever got was, and it was at like a freshers night. And people have heard me use this story before. And I see Brian Conway's on here. He's probably got stuff like this when he started out too. And I've seen this HP sauce bottle above somebody's head. I'm saying, I can't give, it's like typical guy, I'm not going to give that. They'll think I'm effing nuts, So, but I did. I had kept hearing his voice, my trainer going, give what you get, give what you get, give what you get. And I gave this HP sauce bottle. And this lady broke down in tears. And I went, what have I said? What have I done? I feel really bad. But she came and got me at the end of the evening, and she said, I want to have a cup of coffee with you. And we sat down. She said, that was amazing. I said, what was that about? I was totally clueless. I went, aye, okay. And I was going like, okay, let's see. And she says, her brother, who's a big construction worker, and I came from that background, so I worked offshore at the time. The big hefty guys, but they were fit, but they ate a lot of rubbish. They were big bacon rolls and stuff. And he was having a bacon roll at breakfast time with her, and he was clarting HP sauce And he just said the warnings, he should be taking statins and looking after his health. And she jokingly said to him, because she knew all about the doctors, if you don't behave yourself, you're going to come back to me as an HP sauce ball.
Yeah, I remember this.
And then as soon as he said that, I was like, there was a voice in my ear, clairaudience. And it's not very often that even a medium gets that. And it was like he was just sitting channeling through me. And it was so loving and so moving in private. But he got the message out in a funny way, and a bit of banter then. And I thought, that was me addicted. That was me, right? I'm going to do this, you know. But there is a difference, Claire, and I spoke to you when we were on the courses with this, from psychic and mediums, right? Because some people can be great psychics, but they don't want to be a medium, or they can't do mediumship, or they use their gift in a different way. Right? Well, that could be inspirational writing, could be teaching, or whatever. Because a lot of people ask me this question, so I want to get this out of the way early, right? Being psychic is mean I can tune into your aura, and I can connect to you. I can pick up things that are going around you, connect to your spirit guides or whatever. That's me tuning into you. That's psychic, right? And then you use the same gift to tune into the spirit energy, or the energy of the divine, whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe in. But you need that skill. Now, some people choose not to do that, and that's their free will. And that's the difference, because I have seen some amazing psychics, astrology. I'm not into astrology, and they can read me to a T, you know. But they can't bring through somebody I want to bring through. And I always say, there's never any guarantees, Claire, because sometimes I always say, bring through the person that's going to help that person heal. And this is what I want about the healing power of mediumship. Because it's not always the dad the one, or the mum the one, or the brother the one, or the sister the one that comes through.
No. That's it. Really important that people, you know, and that's what I always say to people as well, because that's what I was taught, is that there isn't, you know, we'll get someone through, but there isn't a guarantee that it is going to be the person that you want. So this is what we always say beforehand, is it's going to be the person that you need right now, not the person necessarily that you're wanting to come through.
That's good. Brian is in between FaceTime rooms just now. And Brian, I can pull you on here as well if you want, or, you know, later on we will be doing some demonstrations, and if people want to, who are mediums, want to come on and have a little go, I don't mind, as long as we kind of have some sort of rules that we don't swear and curse. It's like, no, I might show some cards. I've got words on them later on that are kind of close to the bone, but we have to be respectful, or we'll get thrown off. Like the law, you didn't like that comes through. And I know it's like, it's so frustrating. And I must admit, Nigel, when we are doing lives and we pick up something, we've got to kind of doctor it before we give it in public, even doing the platform work. And it is so frustrating sometimes, because we don't want to end up getting banned or whatever, or people taking us to court, because it's just crazy. And we have to be respectful now. And it just frustrates me, because like, we can't talk about fertility, and everybody wants to know when they're having their baby. And we can't talk about finance in the telly sometimes, and we can't talk about health. But we pick these things up, you know. Unless we've got any sort of qualifications that allows us to do that, then we do it, you know. But it's frustrating, Claire, isn't it? When you get something right, I'll speak to you in private.
Yeah, it is.
Niggle. I want it now. It says, well, we're not doing it in private, in public. You know?
I know, because it's like there's certain things that, you know, you can, like you're saying, you can discuss, and there's certain things that you're kind of like, this is going to be better afterwards, not in front of all of these people here. I'll fill you in afterwards with it, because there's certain things that, and sometimes as well, you get the kind of embarrassing stories that they're not necessarily going to want, which is the evidence, but they're not necessarily going to want an entire audience of people to know what it was.
I must admit, I've been in pubs and situations where people have hassled me, and then I've given them something that's blown them away, and it's embarrassed 11 daylights out of them as well, because it's usually something common. And then I feel guilty after it. It's like, but they asked for it, you know. So so Ruth, you're right. So connecting with the right-minded people can help better understand better, and that's true. And whether you can do that through a spiritualist church and going along. You don't have to go along to that, or just get in touch with like-minded people. Go and see somebody who does readings, and usually the good ones are in communities, or go to a Reiki share even. You get the right-minded people as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Reiki masters do channel as well and teach you, and it actually helps you, because we're running Reiki courses, and I'll put up, because we did our first Reiki teaching course in a long time. Angela did it, and I had to go through it and be one of the pupils, so I had to keep quiet for a change. And Angela did it. See, we got the thing up here, and this is what we've got. The end of the month one is full, and we've got some in March, and it's the angelic Reiki 1 and 2 practitioner level, and it's an amazing. If you've done using Reiki, this is really good as well. And it's, you're talking to 33, you could say angelic energies. It's totally fascinating. It's one worth going on with us over the weekend. But we did it on the full moon, not the super moon, before that. And it was amazing getting the attunements through that kind of, when you're more into the moon stuff than me, Claire. But I remember saying to you, I says, I'm feeling pretty, in that full moon, because we did all the attunement. It was very, very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how the different moon phases and what's going on with all of that, and with the energy and with the planets and stuff, can really affect us. It's like everyone sort of says with the Mercury retrograde, and everyone goes, oh no, because that can bring up stuff that you don't necessarily want to deal with, and it can be very heavy energy and stuff. But as long as you're sort of, like you're saying earlier, grounding yourself and protecting yourself and just working through that and taking it day by day, then it's absolutely, it's not an issue. I mean, sometimes in order to heal, you do have to face the more painful things, and then you're able to move forward with that.
And it is it's a lovely experience when you're doing healing, because there's mediumship healing and through people going through the sort of spiritualist church kind of stuff, that there is spiritual healing, they call it, and it's done with intent, with love. And I remember doing that, and I was a Reiki master at the time anyway, but I did their way. That's the way I could describe it. And it was different, but I actually felt as if some sort of guide, angel or whatever, was coming into my hands and above me. And a different feeling, very emotional, because I did feel, and it was a different type of healing, very powerful healing. And it was the spiritual healing, they call it in the spiritual church. It was different because you're channeling the mediumship, you're channeling that higher energy in to heal. And it was again loving. It was the same feeling I get when I do mediumship, and it was the same kind of energy coming through healing. And there's Libby Clark, and she has like a healing doctor that's channeled through her, and she does this goes in there, and there's been documentaries about her, and it's like an ancient doctor that comes through, and people laugh at it. You know what? It's amazing to watch, whether you laugh at it or not, how they come up with these ideas and you feel the person.
Yeah.
And this has all been blocked from the media and stuff. And if anyone goes to some of these demonstrations, we do trance mediumship, and it's trance healing as well, and witness it for real. And I remember first going, I can't believe this. Is this really happening? And you see that the healing that's done, amazing.
Yeah, it's very, very powerful.
Yeah.
And in using the angelic energy and everything like that is just absolutely incredible. And when you first witness it, it's really mind blowing, and you're kind of sitting there going, wow, this is insane. And then to see the good that it does and the healing that it does for someone is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And Ruth's asking, how do you develop your mediumship skills? Well, first thing is connecting with like-minded people and see if you can go along and practice in safety. And that's what I offer that. I mean, Claire's been in my classroom and whatnot, and very often they teach me as well, Ruth. It's not me teaching them, and we learn from them as much. And it's just being able to practice and give what you get, and how strange or weird or wonderful it sounds, and you learn quicker methods. And the biggest thing is the meditation beforehand. When you're doing mediumship, you should really meditate. And that's why when I'm doing a show and it's psychic, I don't sit for hours meditating beforehand. But I've got somebody who's particularly come in for a mediumship reading, I will meditate a little bit on that person, see what I pick up. And very often, before a show comes up or an event or a teaching, I'm already picking up before they come, Claire. So I don't know if that's what happens to you.
Yeah, it does. When I do exactly the same thing when it's sort of mediumship reading, do the meditation, and then you do find that when you're connecting in with that person and you're thinking about that person before you're actually doing the reading, sometimes you can just get a whole host of stuff before you go in there, and you know, and then you're kind of like, right, okay, yeah, I will definitely pass that on. I had one reading last weekend, and and he's like, I'm not really too sure how I'm going to tell her this. She's like, oh, she's a bit adamant. No, you're putting it that way, and that's how you're doing it. And I'm like, okay, all right then. So that's what I did, and it was spot on. And she was like, oh yeah, that's how my mother would say it for sure. That is exactly, totally it. But I think as well with doing the courses, what I find is when I started off, is I went into the spiritualist churches, and you know, went to a few of those, see some of the mediums, they pick up on things, and then I found that get you comfortable, because you know you're around like-minded people, and then you can start looking into the courses. I've done some courses online and I've done, you know, and I've done some courses in person with yourself. And I think the important thing is as well is you never start learning, no matter how long you've done it. It's like people sit there and say, oh, you're really good doing this. It's like, yeah, but then there's always something, you know, there is always something, and you've got to keep learning because it's always evolving, you know.
It's like learning it. Oh yes, it's trying to describe it, and I see Nigel asking here. It's like he found himself giving messages based off feelings, and that's the clear sensing. And don't get too hooked up on the clairs and stuff. I just get what you get. Doesn't matter if it's feeling. And I remember I went to one show and I couldn't stop farting, right? And I was like, I was stinking because I was farting all the time, right? And I hadn't had anything gassy to eat or drink. And I went up. I says, I've got somebody here who had a problem with his tummy, and he kept farting and stinking the pub out, because that's what I was doing. And this guy went, that's my dad. And as soon as he said that, my stomach calmed down and I gave the message.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, that was definitely a feeling, but it was an uncomfortable feeling as well. And I often get you get the feeling of what they had before they passed over, because that's the easiest validation to get, is what did they die of, and you get the feeling and the choking or whatever, and you learn different things, because if you get something you're not sure about, and like I had a tightness in my neck, right, and I felt as if I had no head, right, and I gave this as the first connection, and it was in Oban, and there was a crash and the family all lost their heads. And they told me that, but I wasn't given the feeling of that, thank God. And that was, as soon as I got that validation, the healing power of mediumship came into play, because the message that came through and all that sort of stuff is really, really powerful. There's Angela logging on next door and saying hello to us. Hi, Angela. It's like, but she'll understand that as well. She's seen me work, and she's done some herself in her own therapies. When you get something like that and you feel it, and it's quite a strong, it could be a suicide, it could be something really strong, and the person hasn't let go of that person because of the type of death, that's when the healing power of mediumship comes in.
Yeah.
And that's why I like doing that sort of mediumship. But I don't like the sort of mediumship where people come up and say, you know what, I wouldn't ask my dad if I should go and buy this packet of coffee, or ask my spirit guides if I should buy that food or whatever. You know, it's like, it can get crazy sometimes, because the person that can change is you. It's that we can't change you. The only person that can change you is you, not spirit or the divine. The person that can change or take control is you in there. So that's why I get a bit, you know, when I say people are wanting to ask questions and whatnot, and is my brother there or whatever, and say, well, why do you want him? You know, if it's a sudden loss, they'll come through naturally. Yeah. You know? And people get annoyed with me when I say that, Claire. It's like, you see me in my glasses.
It's this, you know, people, obviously when they lose somebody, they want to see the person that, you know, like if it's a mom or dad or something, or someone they're really close to, they obviously want that person through. And, you know, we would like that for them as well. But it's you know, there are a lot of ancestors, and there's a lot of people in spirit, and you're going to get the person that is going to be able to help you and heal you the most at that precise moment in time. It doesn't mean that the person that you're wanting isn't ever going to come through. It doesn't mean that at all. They will, when it's the right time and when you need them to come through, then they will come through. But you're going to get the person that can help you the most at that time.
And I remember, right, an old medium telling me, he says, Derek, I can get the street where your granny lived. I can get her name. I can get the initials. I can get her nicknames. And he says, but see, you asked me for the message. I couldn't get it. Why? Because I spent so much bloody time trying to get a full name, trying to get the street name, trying to get it. Says, and then the energy goes. Yeah. So you may get 3 validations that they can recognise, and you'll know you get the connection because you'll feel it yourself, and then give it. Now, Nigel again saying something, he was choking, and then the bushfires the next day. That's more of a psychic insight. That's a channeled message. That's not mediumship. You get the difference. And Nigel, and it's like learning that, because I get that all the time. I get inspirations or insights, and very often through the cards, because that triggers me off. That's my tool. And there's Angela saying it needs to be respected, and so does the people asking for help. And so she's seen some of the hassles I get at some of these shows, especially if I've had a few drinks. And I try not to mix them, but sometimes we can't help it in the environments that we're asked to do events in. But Ruth's saying, like the little robin at my house, and very often the robin is always a sign, the birds are always a sign of spirit, and when robins come close, I always feel that spirit, we can use their eyes, birds. I think they can look in on us by using the bird's eyes.
It's funny actually with that, because the lady that I had the reading with, and I got the message, it was her mother, and she'd said that she was going to send robins because she was going to send a sign because she knew what was happening. And in that morning, after I'd got the meditation and I'd done all that, and then I got that message that I wasn't sure whether I should pass on or not, went outside, take the dogs out, and there's a robin sitting on the car eyeballing me. So I'm like, all right, I got it. I'll do this. I will get this, you know. And it's just that was an unusual one for me, actually. I've never sort of been stared out by a robin before.
I mean, you could be drawing like a clock behind me. You could be drawing a number. And Angela says songs. If you get a repeating song, or I remember it was a Neil Diamond song. It was Song Blue, and the song, you know, it kept repeating, and I was at Stansted Spirits College for a week, and I had this song, and on the last day I knew who it was for, and it's when I had to go up on the stage and do a demonstration, and that song came. It was like the radio had been turned up in both my ears, and I could feel the vibrations of that song, and I had to sing it. I had to pretend I had a mic, because the person that was coming through was her father, who loved that song and loved singing it, and the person she was in tears. Oh. And I went to her, and a lovely, lovely message. And it was the father's anniversary, so it had to be that day. I had to wait all week.
It's so incredible. When they want to put through a message, then they're going to make sure that you do get that message.
Yeah, I'm just getting Lynn Venus is saying there. I had a wild-tailed bird on my car at work today, looking through the window at me. A message from above to think positively. Their spiritual meaning is joy. Yes. Yeah. And there's Nigel. He's saying, a year later, I was in Bunbury, Western Australia, on a windy morning, and I kept hearing people calling for help. And a few years later, a boat carrying asylum seekers sunk in a tropical storm, and they were calling for help. That's an unfortunate side of the gift when we get something like that channeled as an insights and try to make sense of it. Now, I had insights 3 months before my brother died, and he was in a dream, and he was on a concrete slab, and then he took his own life, and he was on a concrete slab, but I didn't go in and see him because I'd already seen him, and it actually helped me help my family, because if I went in and seen him, I would have broke down, because obviously he was only 2 years younger. We were very, very close. And you go through all the emotions of that. But it took me a long time to heal later on. And there's different levels of healing, you know, because especially a suicide, the guilt and all that associated with that. And that's why but it inspired me to go and do mental health issues and train in that field. And, you know, I've had feelings where helicopter crashed and I was on to Brent Charlie, I was drawn to all the people that died a week before the helicopter went down. Now, I often feel guilty that I could have said something, done something, but I wasn't into this stuff at the end. But sometimes we just know what's coming up, and we can't change it. Now, other times we can, if we're given it early enough. We can change something. We're meant to get that message at that time. And it is hard, being so sensitive and getting these channeled messages. And when we go into the kind of more advanced stuff like the past life regression, time can stand still, and the different dimensions and stuff, maybe you can get some understanding of the whys of that happens, But that's more on an advanced subject later on, Claire. Maybe that'll be one for another.
That'd be a different live, yeah.
But there's a real later. I've got that one. A good moment for me was when I saw myself climbing the Sydney Harbour Bridge 5 years and 5 months before I climbed up the bridge. Fantastic. That's one of my ambitions. I would like to do that. My uncle was in Australia. I've got cousins over there. And I'd love to go and see them and just walk up that bridge. I would love to do that. It's one of my ambitions. I'm feeling it and sensing it. So on that subject about feeling and sensing, Claire, I've got a really good workshop coming up. And it is about the law of attraction, and I've got an online version, and see if I can get the graphic for it. Here it is. This is the online one, and it's Take the Plunge, Learn to Manifest Abundance. It is a bit of a law of attraction stuff, but we're focusing on abundance in our life, and that's online. And if you remember on Patreon, you get it at half price, and it's a good one and you get a fantastic manual that you can keep download, or I can post it to you. And it's a really good workshop from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, the 25th of February. And in the office, we're doing this. This is Goldsen, law of attraction, and much more. And Claire knows when I say much more, what that means. It's kind of surprising much more, isn't it, Claire?
Oh, yes.
I don't tell you everything before you come on the course.
But you also get fed very well.
Oh, yeah. My famous soup and sandwiches are available.
You do. When you go on the course, it's a whole day course, you get lunch included and lots of snacks.
Yeah. And lots of water, because we dehydrate when we're
Definitely lots of water. Yes.
And that's, so if people want to come on that, they're available. And, we've got a small, unique, intimate kind of classroom, you could say, and plenty of like-minded people. Even if you just want to come on and meet like-minded people. If you've done stuff like that before, and you just want to come on and meet people, it's worth coming on it.
Yeah.
And, you make friends for life, don't you, Claire?
You do, I know. It's funny because it's like I've been on a couple of them now, and you still keep in contact with people that were on there and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice because you all kind of bond because you've all got the same goal. You want to, develop your awareness. You want to keep developing your skills. Mm-hmm. And you're all, you don't have to be afraid of saying things, because it's a like-minded, safe environment. And that's what I really enjoy about them.
Because I remember, I don't know if there was one guy, I don't know if you know, James was on one of the courses, and he said, I'm not getting that. Well, what are you getting? Just give it. And he gave it, and he went, you're spot on. He went, was I? It's like, was I? Well, what else are you thinking? He's like, that. But gives it, and he goes, that's amazing. It's like, that's better than any of us got. And he went, I don't believe I'm getting that. I said, I've got something else. Give it. And he gave it. And he was like, keep going. It's like, and now he says, I still don't believe I did that. And he says, I didn't force you to do it. And it's just having that belief system that, for all we know, we've been blinkered for thousands of years. And I believe we've all got these skills. We're only using 10% of our brain anyway, I wonder if you can connect with people who were close to you but weren't family members. Yes. We can also psychic spy. That's one of the things I'm teaching on my next course as well. Part of the law of attraction is psychic spy. And what do I mean by that, right? As you tune into, say, Richard Branch's vibration, a positive person's vibration, right? And you pick up their vibes and you ask them a question subconsciously. And you can do it with spirit as well. It's passed over. Now, you'll get it in strange and wonderful ways. And I teach these things in my courses because I've been taught these things. And you experiment, or your guides will guide you to do it. And people say, you can't psychic spy. You can if it's for the greater good. You know, if you're worried about a son or a daughter who's at university, college, we can tune into them. And we've probably done it with your own daughter. It's easier to do it with your own family, close family, right? Because you kind of know them and you just relax, tune it. Are they okay? But you also know when they're not okay because you get that sudden awareness. I need to phone somebody. And that answers your question, Nigel, is yes, if they send out that signal to you and they're subconscious, I need help, you'll pick up the phone to them out the blue and you find that they really needed you at that time. So, yes, and we're only scratching the surface with these things, Claire, aren't we?
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, there's so much, to it. People think, oh, you'll go along, you'll get mediumship, you'll do it, it's great, that's it. And that's it. You talk to spirit. But it's not. You also communicate with the angels, you're communicating with fairies, like you're saying, the psychic mediums are communicating with auras and energies. And there's just so much to it that this is why it's always evolving. And you find the more that you go into it as well, the more that your awareness and your intuition will really you'll ascend upwards, because you go to different levels, because you're building your gifts and you're really, really developing them, which is why it is important to be around people that want the best from you.
Yeah, I think I'm coming away from like the big events and shows, although I love doing them, because it's easier with doing a course. It's easier with like-minded people.
Yeah.
But I love a skeptic. It's like I'm a bit of a rebel, and I do love skeptics.
Oh yeah, I always throw a skeptic in as great.
They're denying themselves this wonderful connection. And I believe if I can do it, any bugger can do it, right? And I just answered Ruth, are the courses a combination of both? I'm starting to do a little bit online. I prefer face-to-face and group, to be honest, right? But I am starting experimenting with a wee online course on the law of abundance and stuff. And I will do mediumship ones, but I feel that I need to physically be there it's like to see an aura face-to-face is far, far better than trying to go third eye and visualizing the aura, because the camera can lie, right? And we can see auras when we stare at things, and our third eye will pick it up even through this, and we can do remote viewing through that way. But I really feel the true connection is face-to-face. Now, even on a Zoom, you can pick up the aura because you can do third eye. But if you can physically sense and feel it in the room, it's more powerful, isn't it, Claire?
Oh, it really is. It's I've done some courses where because you can get online development, sessions and stuff, which are very, very good, and it can help and stuff. Particularly, it was good during lockdown because obviously you couldn't do anything, so to be able to do that was good. But to actually be in person, to actually to see the person in front of you and to be able to see the aura and see everything, is much clearer, and it is much better to be able to do that, because you can really pick up on it, like Derek said, properly, and really it allows you to work better, I feel.
I think we can guide you, because we can see what you're saying sometimes. Right?
Yeah.
We're tuning in, and we're there as a teacher and a helper. Now, Jane Louise Ferguson's asked, I'll just highlight her questions. It's quite good, because I used to have spiritual experience in the past, but for years I've had nothing, and they stopped and don't know why. I get a lot of people come to me for that. Now, they can stop for different reasons. One, fear, right? We, as our subconscious, get frightened of it, or the unconscious, subconscious protector gets frightened of it. It's not you. And I often say to people, it'll come back when you're ready for it, right? And sometimes it's just sitting in silence, clearing your mind, saying, like, I'm ready to be taught now. And you need to help me. And I always say, when I get a sense, a feeling, and sometimes it's just a hair standing up or my ears start to ring, right? And it's like that vibrational feel you get in a plane sometimes, or a tinnitus, right? And I say, I know you're there. Please come into my thoughts. And that's because the mental mediumship starts, right? Because we used to experiment years ago with the physical mediumship, and that did a lot of damage to people. And ectoplasm is all your skins and your cells coming out as like a smoke screen. And it used to hurt a lot of people, and they used to suffer. Say when you're in trance, you still suffer a little bit. And it's sometimes face to face. Hang on, I'm the wrong one here. I'll take that off. It's like I'll just get back to where we are. Chat. There we go. And make a wish, and then sometimes we'll have to, make a wish and clear that, or if there's something blocking us, if we're not around the right people, that's another reason. We've all had the blockages when we're sitting there. I'm not getting anything. I've been on stage, I haven't got anything, but I've used my psychic skills without people knowing to get something, and I'll usually go back and pull a card or something just to keep it going. But sometimes I'll get a blank, and sometimes that person you're drawn to is not supposed to get a reading.
Yeah, and it's also with that as well, which if you're not feeling right, and if you're not feeling well, or you're feeling under the weather or anything, then it's okay to reschedule things and redo things, because you need to be 100%, because you're dealing with energy, and you're helping other people, so you need to be 100% enabled to give them what they need as well.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just not going to be able to get anything if you've had a lot of stress, anything like that. So a load of stress it will just switch off, because it knows that right then and there you can't deal with it. So therefore it will stop until you are ready and able to deal with that.
And also it can, as Ruth's saying, it can drain your energy.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff. There's Jacqueline coming on, and I know she just joined. And Jackie, you've been in my thoughts, and I've seen your post today, and now I know why, right? Because I did her mother and father's reunion of house, and great service, and I've got the video and everything there, and she knows. And because he passed over, and it was in November, and he passed over this month, a year ago, I've been kind of reluctant to kind of do the video, and it's like, but I've got an idea, and we'll speak to you about that, and it's a very loving idea as well. Maybe turn it into a memorial, Jacqueline, and he is around you tonight, and I'm kind of thinking that you might bring her through, Jack. It's like, I'm too close, but you never know. We'll see what happens later on when we do a bit of demonstration of mediumship, but you might come through later on, Jacqueline, so hang about. And let's have a call and catch up as well, because Jacqueline knows me from it's about 12, 13 years ago, and she was one of my employees. She worked in the warehouse. I worked at DHL, and I didn't know she was into spiritual stuff. And then when I started, she found out I did readings and stuff, and I freaked everybody out in the office, right? And then she says, "Come and meet my family," and I met her dad, and then we did something like 12 readings that day, and that's a lot, and her dad was very impressed, and I was so chuffed when he asked me to do Renew the Vows, and it was just, he was very open to it, and like them all, and what a difference that makes to you. And it's answering some of the question was a long time ago, Jackie and Lee. It answers the question to, if you're around like-minded people, it makes a big difference, and it's so loving to be. And thanks, Jacqueline, for that all that time ago. Because without that, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. Have you ever had any? Tons of animals coming through. Do you get them, Claire? I get loads of animals coming through.
Penguins or Raffy. Yeah, I do, and it's when I've actually been in one of the development groups and stuff, physical one. I'm like, sorry, whose dog is that running around there? Because they're kind of, they're just going great. They're really nice. It's just, and it was one of the members' dogs who'd passed over and stuff. It is quite funny, Sometimes you're sitting there, you're like, and then you're like, yeah, okay, I better say this because there's definitely a dog over there, and so you do get animals come through.
And it's funny because I remember going to Stansted where we did you go up, we just have like a spontaneous, you go up to the rostrum and you speak, and it's to encourage channeling. And I was telling the story about this young lady who was only 18, never lost anyone yet, all her family are living, that she knew, and I got the name Ben. Now it's very hard to get names, let's be honest. When you do media, if you get names, that's very hard. I got the name Ben straight away, and I felt my nose funny, and I felt my ears funny, and I felt, it's like, am I a dog? That's the thought I got, right?
No.
I'm like, a dog. And she says, mine was my dog. And he died. And I always wondered if he listened to what I was telling him. And I just got the kind of yes and all that, channel some messages to her. And she was in tears. She was totally blown away. So I told this story at Stansted, and they all laughed at me, right? Now, there's Molly Morningstar. She's on my Facebook. She'll back me up with this. And she's now in America, one of the top class mediums in America. And she texts back about 3 or 4 weeks later. Oh my God, Derek, I was laughing at you. And I says, I'm now bringing through dogs and animals. And she wrote a post about it. And Molly Morningstar, she's a fantastic person. I'll try to get her on here, but it's a time difference. It's difficult.
Crazy.
Molly Morningstar, folks, remember her because she's a fantastic medium. If you are in America, try and go and see her. And I helped her develop as well. And she obviously helped me then again. And she went for it, and it's been a hard struggle path for her. So it's never easy. And Angela said, I'd love to go to Stansted. They're changing now, and I think a lot of it's run by the SNU, but there's a lot of the top class mediums now are there back teaching. So there must be changes because they're coming back. So it's worth going down to the Stansted Spiritualist College and supporting it. Because there was a lot of criticism, but I think they've listened to the criticism and now changed, hopefully,
Yeah.
But I'm not getting into politics, not tonight. So, I don't know, do you want to try a little bit, some demonstrations or card readings? How do you feel, Claire?
I'm quite happy to do some kind of card readings this evening because I have to say my energies are quite sort of, they're good to go with all these. But yeah, it's been, but Nigel, did someone put something in my tea or coffee?
Somebody's asking, it's the Stansted Spiritualist College in London. It's the Arthur Findlay College at Stansted, sorry. Arthur Findlay College. They've got their own Facebook page and their own, and highly recommend. And Libby Clark was the one I loved. And she still does it. There's a lot. I actually went down there and told me he was a teacher. I was like, I never believed it, but look at me now. It's like, I've got my wee angel cards here, so I might use them to start off with, and we'll see where we go from that if we pick up. Now,
Archangel.
Yeah. Now, what I'll do is I'll highlight, Claire, the ones that are asking for cards, and Ruth has been asking some good questions, so I'll put her up there. And Ruth, could I have a card? Could I have a card? So if you want a card, just say a card, and if we get some mediumship, we'll just channel it through.
Yeah.
But remember, it is for entertainment only, guys, and it's best to get a private reading from myself or Claire. Right. So you want to do Ruth?
Yeah, I'm quite happy to do Ruth. Let's have a look and see what they're saying. Everybody can always shuffle quicker than me. I'm like the slowest.
Take your time.
This is an interesting one, Ruth. Obviously, I know you, but this is very relevant. And this is to regain your focus. And this is trivial life matters are distracting you from your goals. Archangel Metatron and I are here to help you stay grounded. This is reinforcing what you already know. This is about you're regaining your focus, regaining what you're wanting to do and the clarity that you were missing for so long. Obviously, I know you, so we've had discussions about it, but this is about you're now going on the right path. Okay, and they're reinforcing that as well. And you are going to start seeing robins. Probably the next couple of days, there's going to be a robin around you as well. And they're going to keep periodically coming as well to keep you on that path and to keep you guided, because now you've got your focus. What you're doing is spot on. So bang on it. You've got this.
I just pulled one of my naughty cards, the rebel. Right. I don't know if people can see this. They're a bit naughty, and they'll see why, because it's kind of saying that you need to get rid of the fear. It's like, and it will lie to your face. So fear makes you not lie, but it's like face your fears, right? So the F word came up there to cheer you up. Now Angela's asking for a quick card. Now, because she's my wife, my darling wife, I better not pull it because she'll shoot me.
I'm sure I could manage for Angela. Let's see what they're saying. Yeah. We have got all is perfect timing. Perfect. This is it. It is time to take action now, and I'll be here to help you every step of the way. This is about regaining your confidence with everything, putting yourself out there, really making the difference there, and really believing in yourself as much as everybody else does, because this is now your time to start showing people what you can do and really going for it, because you're really protected. It's going to be really, really epic for you.
Keep telling her.
Yep, I know, but this is reinforcement there that this is exactly, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and really go for it.
Right, naughty card for Angela. I don't know if I should put this up. Well, maybe she could see the words. Make better choices. And it's like, if you are pissed at where you are, stop taking yourself there. So it's not me saying that, Angela. It's the cards. You always got to be careful when you're doing readings to your loved ones, haven't you? And we've got Michelle. I'll say Michelle McKinnon. Yes. Now I've got a lovely angel cards here. I've got the guardian angel cards because we're talking about angels and protectors and all that earlier on. So the guardian angel card, I'll just take one out from the middle, and it's saying celebration. This is a wonderful time in your life. Difficulties fall away, and the light at the end of the tunnel is a star you can wish upon. So there's something that you want to do or want to come into your life, is really wish for it, really pray for it, right? The timing is right to make long-term plans for a joyful future. Have faith that things are going to turn out beautifully. Lovely card there, right? And the first thing I was drawn to is a star above that, but the study or the reading. So I feel you've got some work to do on yourself, and you've got some knowledge to do there. And I've also got a father figure in spirit who's shouting at me. And he says that you've got the knowledge within you. And it could be a granddad, but it's a father figure because it's showing me my father. And he's quite cheeky as well. Feeling a bit weak on one side, so he may have had a stroke or a weakness on one side that he passed over with, but he's definitely quite a funny character, and he's a bit of a man's man, and he's there to protect you. So go for it, right? So, and we've got some good feedback from a couple of readings we did there.
Oh, fabulous.
Where we go. So I'll go back to where I was. Hide, so that's there. Here we go next. Lynn Winus would love a card, please. Or mediumship. Let's see what happens. You go for it, Claire.
I know, Liz.
You the cards. I'll see if I can tune in mediumship wise.
Okay. What we've got here for you, Lynn. I hope Gus is doing well. Gus is her rescue dog. He's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Yes. Let's see what they've got to say for you. Okay, we've got an interesting one here. We've got no, it is not time yet. Okay. This is not the divine right time to take action. Be patient. The opportune moment is approaching. So this is about not making any kind of rash decisions right now. This is about biding your time. I feel there's some situations around you that you're really needing to take care of and sort. And this is important that you take a step back out of this. I'm always getting kind of like looking at a field. So I'm getting a kind of step back and looking at a whole panoramic view and look at the entire situations that are around you, and just take your time before rushing into a decision and reacting without fully seeing the potential that's ahead of you. Because what I've got is that there are going to be some really good opportunities coming up from you. May, June time particularly is a very, very good time, is what they've told me here. So I hope that resonates with you, Lynn.
I've got a mother figure, right? And the reason I've got a mother figure, because I was drawn to your jumper, right? And my head lying in the jumper. So this is going back to a childhood memory of somebody who gave you comfort when you're feeling down, Lynn. Because I feel the sense of touch, and that having that woolly jumper or something around you reminds you of somebody, right? So it's a warmth feeling, and it's a mother figure. It could be a granny or somebody who used to look after you when you were younger. and they're like whispering in your ear, and you're not listening. It's like as if to say, let their thoughts come in because something's been blocked. Now that could just be like, as I say, a bird coming up, or when you're lying and you're feeling cozy, there's other people beside you on the bed. It could even be a dog, because you know how sometimes the dogs lie on top of us, and they kind of there. So maybe it's something the dog did as well. But it's a very motherly figure I've got here. And she's given me 2 types of flowers. One's a rose, and that's like, the rose is a symbol of love, but it's prickly, and I know we're getting to Valentine's. And she's given me the white flower, something you put on the grave. Right, it's my symbol for white or yellow flowers is what something you put on a gravestone or near to it. So it's remembering an anniversary of somebody that's passed over. So it must be pretty close before they're bringing that up. So just quickly there, the message is very strong, is feel the love from the spirit world and you are protected. Okay. So we've got Jen Suri. Is that one of your pals?
She is, yes.
Yeah. I'll pull the naughty card for her. You do the
No problem. So it's kind of like, he's got the naughty and I'm the nice. It's like good cop, bad cop, Yeah. Let's see what they've got for you, Jen. I hope you're doing well. I've got so many people I ought to catch up with, actually. It's been really bad. It's just after Christmas and everything. It's just been crazy. Let's see. Jen, we've got the Don't Settle for Less card, okay? And this is, you're a child of the divine and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Don't give up. This is about making sure that you are putting yourself first for a change, okay? Because you are getting a little bit better at it, but you've also got to remember that you've got to put yourself first for a change, It's very, very good. You do a lot for other people. Sure, we've had this a long time ago, but this is about making sure that you don't settle and you put yourself first and put your dreams forward as well, because you deserve to be completely happy as well, and you deserve everything and blessings and everything completely, because you're such a good person. And just make sure that you're not settling, and make sure that you go out there and you get exactly what you're wanting. And if there's something that you're wanting to do, go for it. Don't let anything hold you back with it. And that's the message there. It's a really strong message there, actually. Really, really strong message that it's your time now. I don't know who it is, but it keeps saying it's your time. Apologies, that would be the dog or cat, one or the other.
I'm just going through some of the other messages there before we go into the next kind of one. It says, Michelle, she's saying, thank you. We have a surprise pregnancy. So definitely a celebration. That sounds like Grandad, Colin, that came through. He was a very big personality and had a stroke. So the validation there. And my wee mum, Lynn's saying, and mum knit a jumper, so I was drawn to the jumper, and that's why. My favourite was a stripy one. And she also saying, I felt her hair being moved. And so that's good feedback for us all, and thank you as well.
Thank you.
And there's a few more, but I'll get back to the next one, because the next one's Jackie, who I know. So I'll see what you can pick up on. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot to give her. Let's go back to Jen, our naughty card sitting here. Like, you could have laughed at this one. Like, it's all about shame, right? Shame, regret, and guilt. Those are just bullshit. Stop feeling guilty. Forgive and let go of that shit. That's what it says. So forgive and let go. But somebody's upset her. It's like, I want the Jackie. So I'll let you tune to Jackie, because you don't really know Jackie, and I know quite a lot about her, and I'll see if we can pick up as well.
I'm gonna do a card and see if anything comes through with that, and see how we get on with that. That's what I'm going to do tonight, because that's what I'm really feeling how to. Oh, Lynn says, does she want a naughty card? Let's have a look. Let's see what we've got, Jackie. What I've got here actually is we've got the You Are Protected card. Okay, and this is, you are safe within my bubble of light. You can proceed with confidence. This is, I've got a male figure which is coming through as well, and they're just wanting you to know that they're still around you and they're still protecting you. Now, I'm not too sure if it is a father figure or a grandfather figure, because I'm still kind of working that one out. But yeah, no, they're not. But they're wanting you to know that you are protected and that you're very much loved and they are very much around you. And I feel there's been some it's kind of going like this, like, you know, when you're on a boat and it's kind of a bit rocky, you know, it's been a little bit, I don't know what you call it because I'm really not a boat person, but I'm just getting the image of a boat rocking like this from side to side, and they just want you to know that everything is going to work out okay and that you are really, really protected and they're surrounding you with all their love.
Yes, that's lovely. I've got the number 13 card. The 13 card in the tarot card is the death card, right? It's also new beginnings. And this is about letting go, right? And I'm drawn to this. It's a single angel. She's not looking at the script. And she's looking down. She's looking sad, right? And she's looking at all the flowers below her, right? Releasing the past can seem like a challenge, but it can also be liberating. The angels will help you let go, that you can fly higher than ever before. Endings also herald a new beginning. Choose to allow the situation to lead you to a more joyful life. Change your life by changing your thoughts. And we know all about these thoughts. It's a lovely, lovely card, right? And we know why that's coming through, because I was rubbing my eyes there and then there's tears, right? And I know there's been tears for the whole family today. And it's understandable. That's part of the grieving and letting go, Jacqueline. And it is very hard. But you know what? He's still in there. Because I can feel him. I've been feeling for a couple of days. Now I know why. And he's making me laugh. And I pulled a naughty card just for you. And this is his sense of humour, because we know what he was like. And it says, "You look like a shit show." That's what he's saying. He said, "You look like shit." Right? And he's going, "You're a hot mess, though. You're hot." It's like, and if it's like, clean yourself up, and that's your thoughts he's on about. He's actually saying, stop worrying. He's fine, right? And that's the shit show reminds me of the story where I did. It's such a funny story. They were in, I think it was Germany or somewhere, and there was a lot of Germans around the pool. And I'm not being racist or anything like that. And he threw a Mars bar in the pool, and he kept saying shite star, or something like that in German and shit. And the pool emptied, so they could go and play in the pool. So that's the shit. The shit. is that's what's reminded me of, Jack, and it was such a funny memory, and it was also clearing with the laugh. And when I was at the renewal of the vows, I actually bought a Mars bar for him. So it was such a funny memory, and and he's still having jokes up there, right? So he's around Jacqueline, and he's around the whole family. So lots of love from him, and I'm laughing. He's making me cry at the same time, but I'm laughing, happy tears. Okay. So hope you appreciated that. My thing's stuck. It's frozen. Here we go. It's moving now.
Oh, hey, Becky.
Where am I? I've lost my place now. So that was Jacqueline. Who was below Jacqueline? Lynn Winus. Pat. Pat would love a card.
Yes, I know Pat well.
You want me to do that?
Yeah, you give Pat a go. Yeah.
Oh, it's a lion bar. Well, it wasn't a Mars bar. I knew it was a bar of some sort. So the Germans. That's good. It was a lion bar. It was a lion bar.
German, yes.
So, Pat, I'll pull your card first, seeing I don't really know you. Oh, open your heart. This is the lover's card. Wow. It's, well, number 6 is the lover's card anyway. Allow love to grow and bloom all around you. It's come up to Valentine's. You waited for this emotional fulfillment experience of such a long time, and now is the time has come. Make your choices by listening to your heart and then following the steps you're guided to take. Joy will lead you to a vibrant and healthy life. Is she single?
No.
No. Has she got a partner? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because I feel this is like it's not actually her. It's joy that's coming into the life. So I don't know if it's a new addition to the family or a baby or something, because watch what we say in here. But I think the love is outside the partnership or the relationship that's coming in. Is open your heart to new love. It could even be an animal for all I know. But I don't feel it's about you two, although that is the Lover's card, and there's a lot of love going towards something. So you need to let me know, Pat, because I'm a bit curious of what they're trying to tell me here. I don't know if you can make any sense of that.
I did get one for Pat, actually. I felt like I should have one. And this is be the real you. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are, and don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. Keep doing you. You are amazing. Obviously, I know you. And this is about all the additional pressures and stuff that are going on in your life. Obviously, we've talked about that. Just keep doing you, because the way you're going is absolutely amazing, and things will sort itself out completely.
There's Nigel. He would love a card. It's 4 a.m. in the morning there. I think he's been not even up at that time, so I've got to pull him in. I think so. Oh, you might not like this. I would say this like, I'll just show it. It's like, drop your ego. It's like, vulnerability as hot as if, right? So what he's saying is, and it's a hard thing to do, is be the vulnerable person and don't. It's like the man thing, like we won't cry. That's the ego saying, I'm not going to cry. So it's not saying be egoistic. It's just saying, just be yourself and let that vulnerability come through. And that's the feelings you're feeling. I had a problem with that at the beginning because I didn't want to cry. And it's like, then every time I did a read in the early days, I used to cry. So I had to get the strength not to cry and give the message, right? And just let that experience go through me. And I think that's what you're struggling with is that emotion and that feelings. And when you recognize they're not yours, you don't have to cry, if you know what I mean. And if you hang on to it, you do feel the loss and the feelings of it, because you're not only picking up on them, your psychic is picking up on them in front of you. So it's quite hard to get that balance, and that's what we teach in our courses, and that's the protection, the grounding. So I would highly recommend that you ground yourself, get into the archangel mythology and stuff like that. And also, I've got the green man mythology around you, because I think you love nature.
Yeah, he's all outside.
Yeah.
I pulled you one as well, Nigel, and you've got, yes, you are correct. Okay. You have listened to your inner guidance and made a wise choice. Keep moving forward. Obviously, this is around the situation that you've discussed, and this is how you've chosen to deal with this is correct. You listen to yourself, you listen to your guidance, and keep true to you, and don't be, again, it's a bit similar to the other one, don't be swayed by anybody else. You know what's best for you. Sorry, yes, I would love that. You know what's best for you, and you're dealing with everything the way that you need to deal with it for you, and don't let anybody tell you any different from that, because you are correct. And yes, I'm getting the hang of the time difference. It's a running joke. I always forget what time it is over in Australia there.
Well, Megan Stewart cartoons, which she would love a bit of mediumship of a bonus. So we'll try, Megan. You know what? I'm getting nursery rhymes in my head. So I don't know where I'm getting that from. And it's like the old nursery rhymes, like somebody read stories to me. So I don't know if this is, and it does feel like is that an auntie or a kind of granny type? Somebody, kind of an older person when you were younger, reading to me, right? Or you're reading to your kids or something. And it's all nursery rhymes again, the old-fashioned nursery rhymes, like ring a roses. And no, they're the old nursery rhymes. The spider one. It's like, so I don't know if there's kids sitting around you, Megan, but somebody's bringing my attention to kids and the youthfulness, whether it's your youth or whatever. And I'm seeing a photograph in a hall, and it's on the left-hand side as I walk in, and this is the person communicating with me. And there's a lot of fun around that as well. Very family-orientated person, feeling a bit dizzy, so she might have a bit of Alzheimer's or something when she passed over, or the other one, dementia, because I feel my head more than anything else that she passed over with, apart from the old age. But I do feel dizzy, and she wasn't able to speak very much. But she's given me the old kind of music and stuff, nursery rhymes. So it's something that's maybe you've been listening to, or it's coming on, and it's to comfort you, because I feel a little bit stressed just now, Megan. So see what a card you get for her, Claire.
I've got something about a plant. I have no idea. I've got something about a plant. There's some significance about a plant. They're not giving me anything else. It's just about a plant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm getting with that. So let's see what message they've got through here. Okay, we have got here, your loved ones are safe. Let go of your fear and worry for your loved ones. I am looking after them. So this is very powerful. This is, I don't know why, but I'm feeling that there is some kind of guilt and regret for some reason, and there doesn't need to be, is what I'm picking up with this. And I'm not obviously going to go too into stuff on a live, but you don't need to worry. There's no need for it. There's nothing but love there for you. There's nothing but love for all that have passed over now as well. And they just want you to know as well that you're being looked after on here as well. So you don't need to worry about your loved ones which are past and your loved ones which are here. You're all being guided and you're all being looked after. And there is just a lot of love around you as well. And don't be so hard on yourself is what I've got. So that's the card for you there, Megan.
I'm just seeing some other messages. Cool cards there, Ruth, and thank you.
I've just seen Nigel. I often age a year when I watch Claire's live.
Why would I shoot my husband?
I'm always sitting there and I always say, I'm just going to be 5 minutes. And then I kind of go on and then I end up chatting for absolute hours and then eventually get around to doing the readings. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Have you reached your 50th birthday yet? Have I gotten you to that point yet, Nigel? I think we had a good 10 years to go. I think we must be coming close now.
Right, Meg. Oh, Megan, I pulled Megan a card there, just quickly, a naughty card. Okay. And it says, you need some effing yoga in your life. So that's getting about and moving about, look. It's like, and ancient shit is cool shit. It's like, so it's connecting to the ancients and whatnot. And obviously, Angela's giving you some messages there. About the reading you did for her, and we've been seeing 1616 today, and that's usually a very powerful message. And people get numerology. I'm a numerologist, and I love doing numerology. I got it, and then Angela got it. It's really good. I had Patricia, but before I go Patricia, I've got just going down the messages here. I just want to say, give some feedback. There we go. Very connected to Archangel. Nigel was connected to Archangel Michael and Raphael anyway. This is a lovely message. Megan. Yeah, and Lynn said she gets 1616 as well. It's certainly a martyr when I tune in for Claire's live. It's never a dull moment. I was going to tune in last night, but I had family over, so I couldn't go on the internet. And Hazel's watching. Hello, Hazel Dawson. Let's see, Alan. Where have we got to? Megan Stewart. So nice, Sally. And I see now. I'm just trying to think who's. Oh, okay. Patricia Mackay. Mackay would love a card.
Okay. The one that came out for you was make a decision. We've got the scales here. And are you choosing to prioritize yourself or another in this situation? Accept divine guidance pointing you towards your own joy. You deserve it. Again, this is very much a case of make the decision that suits you, not everybody else. I mean, it's pretty much what it says on the tin. I feel that there are some choices to be made. It's like the scales, you're kind of weighing up one or the other. But it is important that you do put your feelings first as well. And that isn't wrong. It isn't selfish. You deserve to be happy and you deserve the joy as well. So take everything into consideration, but make sure that you do make the decision that is going to suit you as well. That's what I've got here for you.
Yeah. And I just pulled a quick naughty card. It's like, And it's quite true. A lot of people this time of year kind of like we're into the diet and stuff, and we know about that, don't we? It's like step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second. Kale and spirituala or whatever tastes like ass, right? Eat some yummy shit, bacon, chocolate, beer, and get some. It's like, so look at that. So it says, and it's kind of backing up. It's like, don't let people intimidate you into doing something you don't want to do. Because I feel some people are trying to talk into something you don't want to do, Patricia. And I also feel that you should be your own boss, right? And I say that in many different ways, not just be your own boss and taking control, but be your own boss is the message I'm getting in big letters, right?
Just to spice up our life.
And Andrew says just to spice up our life. It's like, so there's a lot of messages there coming through. It might be worth getting a wee reading. Because she is in a low vibration. Angela's showing to her as well. Just tuning in. Thank you for surprise pregnancy. Definitely celebrate. I've got that. I'll try to get back to who asked for a card after her. Where am I? There, Hyde, Lynn, she got a 1. Megan's had. And I just had. Oh, just this expand. This one a spam guy coming on here.
I think we've got Alana wanted one.
Alana, there's a guy coming on doing some spamming.
Is that? I can't see him on here.
ecoexpand.com or something. I'm going to get him removed. Yeah. Right. There's one spammer there. So if somebody's hassling you guys, it's not us, he's gone. It's like. Right, here's Jane Louise. Is that the next one? If I miss you out, just shout card again. We've only got a few minutes left to do some cards and demonstrations. And just to remind people of what's coming up with myself, we've got the big show in Inverness, British Legion, 17th of February. It's a charity, kind of, we're doing it for, somebody's doing the Strictly thing in the ice ring, and their charity they've chosen to raise money for is Highland Hospice. So we're doing a show for them on the 17th of February in Inverness, the British Legion, and big raffle as well, really good raffle. And there's myself, and I'll be demonstrating the past life as well as the mediumship and angel card readings and stuff like that as well. And Claire might come.
I might. You might be, who knows?
Depending on So I do encourage people to come on the platform with me, and I stay with them. So I won't let you down. But you've done well in Inverness before, but this is a slightly bigger arena, you could say. And I'm also in Bucky in April, and Bucky the Fisherman's Hall in Bucky. Bucky. This is for the Friendship Club. It's a fundraising night. And this is a friendship club that keeps people talking. I think it's twice a week they meet. And they have people who have got learning difficulties or people who've got problems. And they encourage them to come and they do maybe some art together, some talking, and they get them doing stuff and communicating. And it's in the evening. And it's a great, I went along to meet them all, lovely. So I'm raising some funds for them. And Bucky's a great place to do, very spiritual place. I love going to Bucky. And again, we've got the chat, we've got the online, take the plunge, learn to manifest abundance, a bit of a law of attraction stuff here, but online. But it's actually, the guide is amazing. So if you want to get onto that, it's online in Zoom on a Saturday afternoon. And the next day, face-to-face in the office, intimate, learn to develop your own law of attraction. And we're using some spiritual stuff as well, a bit of psychic spine in the future as well. So goal setting, definitely. So if you're interested in that, just go to my website, events page, and you can book from there. Good one for you, Claire, to come on as well. It's like, and there's a lot of events that we're trying to encourage and do more. And I'd love to get some grant funding to do some more in the community, and we're looking into that as well, creating a centre. So there's a lot that we're doing that's very, very positive, and we like working with others, as you know. And it's not about money making; it's just about encouraging others to succeed. That's what it's all about, So let's get rid of this. It's like, and as you know, we were in the news not long ago, New Year's Day. So, Angela, but we're getting some interesting publicity from that. And talking that's all related to the past life regression stuff. And if you haven't seen a regression, I got regressed this week, Claire. It was amazing. Because I can't regress myself. And different technique. And she's been trained by the Dolores Cannon kind of movement.
Oh, okay.
Different, but amazing. I was in America and it was totally fascinating. And I can still see it. I still try to digest it all as well. Amazing stuff. And if anyone hasn't experienced a regression, come along to the show and see it. You can't make up the stuff to tell you, can you, Claire? When you've been regressing.
I mean, it's
amazing.
Come out of it and you're like, wow. But try and remember there's a lot of people looking at you when you do, because I kind of, after I came out of it, forgot where I was. You know what I mean? There was a lot of people. So that was funny, yeah. I wasn't dribbling, so that was quite good, I suppose.
That was right. And it's like you don't notice the people are there. Everyone said they're hypnotized with me on stage. Don't notice the people that's in front of them.
No, I completely was out of it and just did not realize. And it was then when you kind of come out of it and you open your eyes and you're just like, oh, it's all these people. Yeah.
There's a possibility Nigel could be over in Australia. I've got relations over there and I would love to go and visit them. I'm working on something just now. And somebody was asking me a question there. It's like, is there a minimum age for attend events? Not really, as long as they're accompanied by children, but it depends on the British Legion Club, on their rules. I don't have any problem with younger people coming to my shows, as long as they're respectful and they're accompanied by an adult. Yeah. Because I think it's great to see young people interested in what I do, and I don't mind them coming on the courses, again, as long as they're accompanied by an adult or have the adult's permission. And me and Angela love working with teenagers and kids and stuff, especially ones that have got difficulties with the spirit world or having problems if they're getting stuff and they don't know how to control it. Because we were like that when we were young. Yeah. And there's a lot more to it and a lot more awareness to that sort of people having problems as well. So I definitely think that. So we've done Jane, haven't we? Yeah.
I think we have. I think we popped her name up and I don't think we actually did her.
Did we not do her? It's like Jane.
No.
Like Jane.
Pull your card.
Pull the card, Jane.
We did. You've got have no fear is what we've got on this card for you. And it's fear is a trap of the ego. Allow me to use my sword of light to free you from the disquieting feelings holding you back. This is about really building that confidence back up in yourself and really feeling that you can achieve what you're wanting to achieve. And it isn't, don't let it hold you back, because I feel that there's kind of this internal struggle with, can I do this? I can't do this. I can do this. I can't. And it's kind of going like this. This is about have no fear. Go for it. Go for it. Whatever it is you're wanting to do, just go for it. And you will be protected. It will be good. It will be really, really good. I know it's a silly word to say, but it's going to work out real well. So just don't hold back. That's what I got with that.
I've got a funny one. Get some effing sleep. I've got, you're being an ass because you're effing tired. Face to pillow now. So maybe you're overdoing it a little bit, Jane. So sleep, rest, and that doesn't mean to say this kind of lying in your bed and sleeping. It's just that resting. And when you were resting, we're actually getting regenerated and we're getting messages from the spirit world, because you need to be in the alpha state. Dream world. Write down your dreams, guys, because they always mean something. If you remember a dream, it's a message. If you don't remember it, it's just joy. It's just fun at the time. Where are we now? It's like there's so many people. When you start doing readings, it's like Zoom. It's like, she was not even fifth, but okay. Hang on. So we've done. I've lost my place now. Here we go. Hi, Lynn. It's done Lynn. Done Nigel. Lynn. Ruth. No, she loved the cards. Right. Ty. Tartia. Can I have a message, please? So Taya. I'm going to tune into this. I'm going to do channeling. Well, channel. Channel. You know that puppet on a string? You know that it's like somebody's controlling me, right? I'm a puppet on a string, right? And I feel I don't if there's people around you trying to control you, Taya, and you need to take a step back, is cut the strings. So I don't know what card you're going to pull, Claire, but that's the message I've got.
Funny, because I got kind of goes in with it. I've got you'll manifest what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And express gratitude as if your plans have already come to pass. Trust that your angels are bringing you the assistance that you need. This ties in with what Derek's saying. This is very much a case of you don't need to wait around for anyone else to be able to help you do and achieve what you're needing. This is very much you have the power within you to manifest what you're needing and to be able to live the way that you choose that you want to. And don't let anybody control that for you. Just know that you do have power to be able to get everything that you're needing. That's what I got in there for you.
Time to let go and move the F on. So that's cut the strings. That's. I need to give us some feedback on that. That one. Where we're now. Work college very negative. Job interview next week. Looking for a new house. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're always lovely and uplifting videos, messages. Thanks, Derek, and all your guests. Thank you, Spirit World, as well. Alfie burning off. His birthday dinner. Thank you. I'm getting better, Claire. I love those cars. The Rebel cars. Everyone wants to get them. Rebel deck. I want to take a wee picture. We got them from a friend at Christmas. We've got some affirmation cards that are quite funny as well. Wendy Ross, good evening. Jacqueline, thank you, Derek. It makes lots of sense. Alison, could I have a card, please, possibly to do with work and colleagues? And we'll make this kind of over the last two. We'll do two more because we're getting kind of near the end. And
we are.
Yeah, and we're both quite tired. It's like
very true, yes.
I went to Ballater today from here. Went cross country to Ballater, the posh Ballater. I tell you, it's lovely down there, Claire. Very spiritual in the countryside, the centre of the Highlands. Mm-hmm. And you know that Cairngorm, are going through the Cairngorms, it means smoky quartz. And smoky quartz is a protector crystal.
Yeah, it is, and very good for grounding as well.
Yeah. But the Victorians kind of took a lot of smoky quartz from the mountains. So there's not a lot left in Scotland now. So here we go, Alison.
Let's see what we've got.
Oh, I need your card for it. Oh, there's two come out here. Oh. You want to go or will I go?
You can go. You can go.
I've got two cards here. Choose freedom. Look at that. She's pondering. I'm pondering. Right. Choose freedom. Sometimes you may feel as though your way is blocked, but often that's an illusion, Alison. You can free yourself from the obstacles that you're focused on by choosing a different path. Turn your thoughts away from negativity and instead envisage endless other possibilities you might act on. So 15 in the tarot card is the devil card, right? But when you add 1 and 5 together, it becomes number 6, and that's the lover's card. But when you spell the devil backwards, right, it's lived. So you have to live. So be a devil and choose freedom. That's what that card said. 7 of abundance, have patience. Sometimes dreams grow slowly. Don't worry. Hard work you've invested will bring about a bountiful harvest. It's a good time to prepare because things will soon move forward quickly, and use this time to rest and plan. And I feel you to let your friends help you because sometimes you turn them away.
I got 3 popped out, so they must be loving you this evening.
Oh, I know. It's flying out the card there.
We've got the be honest with yourself card here. And this is all your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth, then let source take it from there. So this is about, again, really just facing what you're feeling and acknowledging it and trusting that once you've done that, you'll be able to move on forward with that. And it will put you in a much better place emotionally, is what we're getting from that. And the next one that we've got for that, which as well is very similar to Derek's, is welcome abundance into your life. Excuse me. Prosperity is on its way to you. Have faith that Source will heal your financial challenges. This is about, again, with that, is making sure that you're dealing with everything you need to, but put it out to the Source and trust that they will bring abundance and all the things that you're needing back into your life right now. That's what we've got there for you. And the last one that we got is you're ready for more. Okay, is what we've got here, which is actually work colleagues. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes that you've been contemplating. So if there is a promotion within that, or a switch of department, or something else that you're looking to do, now is the time to do it, and it will bring all of the other abundance and everything right into your life. So if there is a change of career, I feel that there's something you're thinking about changing your job in some way, whether it's within what you're doing now or whether it's a completely different field. This is what it's saying now. Now is the time to do that.
Yep, I think that's hit the spot. It's I'm just going through some of the messages here, and thanks for everybody. And there's some people going away. I'm just saying thanks for listening, guys, and can get away from those. I'm just going down the line here, and I think it was Anna Horn. If you can pull a quick card for her. We'll make that the last one. I think it was Anna Horn I've seen on my phone. I know Anna, so it's probably better that you pull a quick card for Anna.
No problem. I should do that. See what we've got.
And that'll be the last one tonight. And then we'll see our Cheerios and sum up in the evening's entertainment.
We've got Get Your Power Back. Is what we've got here. And this is, you've forgotten who you are. You're a child of the divine, so take back your power. This is very much, again, what it says on the tin, effectively. It is time for you to start stepping back into your power and showing people who you are. And I feel that there's been a lot of changes around you and a lot of things that have made you really kind of doubt your abilities and doubt what you can do. And this is to say, no, don't do it. Don't doubt it. It's time for you to get your power back, step back into it and show the world your light. And it's really, really needed right now. And I've got, this is a message you really, really need to hear this.
This is quite strong, these cards, just a quick one. And it's get the F out of your head, right? Hope you're listening. It's like, and get in your heart, it misses you, right? So, Anna, you know what that's all about, is to move on and be the person we're meant to be. That's all I'm going to say in that, because I know her. It's like, you can always have a private session, as anyone can on here. Contact details are in below, and thanks for everyone that's come on board tonight. And I'll just get rid of this overlay. We'll go back to Alison. Is it? Try to find the one that we're hooked on, so I can technology. It's like,
technology is great when it works, and disaster when it doesn't.
I need a message from Steve. That's it, right? And we'll go back to the other caption. Go back to the captions just to show you Claire's details. I'll be short. Here we go. Elaine's, here we go. There you go. Mystic Faye. Here we go. Mystic Faye. It's the Instagram details there. Yeah. I think you're working on the website, aren't you?
No, we've got the website up and running.
Why don't you get your website address, aye?
Yeah, www.themysticfae.com. And you can book reading sessions. We also sell a variety of different crystals, homewares, incense and spiritual goods on there too.
Yeah. And again, I've got my Patreon. I've just updated some stuff this week. Website. And if I can grow that, I can do a lot of good stuff with that. So the more people sign up, the better. But you do get massive discounts. And everybody that signs on the sort of second or third levels, he actually gets 3 minutes with me personally. Get me on demand. So it's worth a look at the Patreon site. It will grow, and I'm hoping to use that as my educational platform as well, because I'm moving from Teachable, the platform I've got some of my courses on, to Patreon or some other teaching website. But I prefer the face-to-face, as I said, and I really enjoy coming on and just having fun on here. And this is what it's all about every Thursday.
It's a lot of fun. So thank you for having me on. It's been great. I'm really good. And thank you to all of you for joining us. It's been amazing.
And I think it's a testimonial that, we've got a lot of good questions tonight, and we love helping teaching as well. And we're giving back something because people have given back to us. And I like to say to people, hide this just now, that you only get what you put in. And it's like, if you want to learn and develop, the right people will appear in your life. And if you've watched this for the first time, you like what you see, get in touch with either one of us. There's courses on the go all the time. If you're drawn to something, go for it. Even if it's just rubbish and you learn, well, that's not for me. But you always learn something, or you meet that person you were meant to meet. Yeah. I remember going to some things and they're dancing around in circles and up and down and chatting. And I'm going, what the hell am I doing here? And now I do the ahs and the ums and everything myself now. And it's like, you just got to go with it, and laugh at yourself, because I certainly believe we can all do this. And hopefully with these chat shows every Thursday, with different aspects of spiritual development or different aspects of the alien world, whatever, it's all linked.
Yeah.
And paranormal. And I love interviewing people, good people like yourself, Claire, and having a bit of fun.
It's a pleasure to come on.
Yeah. So we'll say bye, everyone. Thanks for listening. Claire, you stay with a quick chat before you disappear totally. But I'll see you all later on.
Bye-bye.